Hi everyone, it's Fitz with the Lazy Walk and Talk. I'm sitting here in the steel and pipe room after the press conferences. Everyone's left except for Ryan Lackey, who's monitoring me at all times. I need to be monitored. Make sure you're subscribing to this YouTube channel. Please do that for us. Helps our algorithm. I say it every time, and we still got a lot of people we can reach with the daily deliveries and walk and talks, and here we go. Kansas State at Baylor on Saturday, 6 p.m. down in Waco. Should be an incredible atmosphere. It's a cool stadium. If you've never been and you're thinking about going, try to get down there. It's kind of a fun place to go. Boy, K-State's been good on the road. This K-State team's really interesting to me. It doesn't seem to really impact whether they're home or the road. In fact, I almost feel like they're more efficient on the road. They're more business-like. And Adrian Martinez addressed that. I mean, they go to the hotel. They're kind of in a rhythm. And being another night game, because all of the road games this year have been night games, I think just plays into K-State's advantage. And that might be one of the few advantages K-State has in this game. I hate this matchup for K-State. And K-State hasn't won against the Baylor Bears in a very long time. They've changed coaches, and the success has just continued. And this season, I kind of thought, hey, maybe Baylor's down a little bit. I didn't expect them to be. I thought they'd be a contender, and lo and behold, they're a contender now after winning 2 road games. So they went to Tech and went to Oklahoma and got back-to-back wins, and all of a sudden, Dave Aranda's team looks like Dave Aranda's team. But Kansas State has to go about their business on the road and take care of business, because if they want to make it to Arlington, if they want to have any shot to play for a Big 12 title, they've got to win these next 2 on the road. And, getting down to business is what this team's about. They bounced back pretty well from bad performances so far this year. I mean, you just look back to the egg they laid against Tulane, and then they go on the road and they beat Oklahoma. So maybe this kind of plays into that same scenario. They didn't play well in the first half against Texas. They dug too big of a hole in that game and couldn't come back all the way. Maybe that means it's going to translate into a crisp performance in Waco, because they're going to need it. Now, Baylor always defends well. They always have athletes, and I like Shapen quite a bit as a quarterback. And K-State saw him last year. Was the first team to experience him at quarterback, and he was really good here in Manhattan. So we'll see what all plays out for Kansas State in this road game and how the Wildcats go about their business, and if they can come out and strike early and get on top, because I think that's important for this team. So I would expect Chris Kleiman, if he wins the toss, he'll take the ball this time around instead of falling behind to Texas like happened on Saturday. And it was interesting at this press conference because I think Chris Kleiman talked more about the previous game in today's press conference than he's done at any point this year. He kept bringing up things that went wrong against Texas. I think he's really bothered by some of the things that happened in the game, and mostly, I mean, he kept calling out the coaches too. So I think he was really stressed about some of the things he saw from his team, defensively, offensively, and all around. But it's the honest truth is, when Texas is really good, when Texas is on, they're just incredible, and they were in the first half. And I think we can all agree that potential-wise, Texas should beat TCU, but I don't know if that will translate to actually what happens this weekend. Texas is an outstanding team, and now they've kind of positioned themselves to be the contender to join TCU in the championship game. But if K-State wants to get back in that conversation, not only do they need Texas to lose one of these games, but they're probably going to have to win out, because asking to get into the title game at 3 losses is a wild scenario. It could happen. I mean, heck, even Kansas is in that conversation. But K-State really needs to just focus on themselves, go on the road, take care of business. And I feel good about this team doing that, but I'm going to be honest, and my pick will come later in the week. I don't feel good about this game. I just don't like this matchup at all. And if you've been following along with my picks, that might be a really good sign for K-State.